Hey, Cowboy Nation, this is Cowboys Pride. Let's get into some football talk. So I hear Randy Gregory wants back into the NFL, wants back with the Cowboys. Been very vocal about his issues and his ability to get reinstated. And so just here to quick lay down my thoughts on the matter is, and what I want to say, may not be a popular opinion, but I'm gonna say it nevertheless, which is Randy Gregory isn't a, isn't a victim, at least not by NFL standpoints or Cowboy standpoints. Randy Gregory isn't a victim. Although he's being portrayed one by one, the big bad wolf, Robert Goodell won't let him back in, dragging his feet on his reinstatement, all this kind of stuff. But the question I ask is, who gave Roger Goodell that power? The players did. You know, who put this situation in Roger Goodell's hands? Randy Gregory did. Who violated the substance abuse policy? Not once, not twice, not three times, but on four separate occasions. How many times have Randy Gregory? How many? How many times have Randy Gregory looked Roger Goodell in the face, asking for a reinstatement, looking him in the face, swearing up and down that I'm mentally ready, physically ready, emotionally ready, and I'm good to go, and I'm going to do the right thing, and and I've got my life together. One time, two times, three times, and on the fourth time, conditionally reinstated, only to be end up being indefinitely suspended. Randy Gregory has been suspended for 30 games in his career. Uh, he's only played in 28 games. He has literally been suspended in more games in the NFL than he's actually played in. Can't stay on the field, and every time we put trust in Randy Gregory, he's facing another suspension. He's facing another suspension, and he's facing another suspension. Meanwhile, other players are losing opportunities, and we got to take players that could be consistent players off the roster to put Randy Gregory on. Somebody that wants that spot that's going to be consistent for us, could be in that spot. But we make accommodations for Randy Gregory. Is he a dynamic player? Absolutely. Is he a great player? Absolutely. Do I deny his ability on the field? Absolutely not. When he's on the field, does he make the team better? Absolutely. But having to deal with all of these issues, has that made the team better? I don't know that I can say that having to deal with all these issues has made the team better. Now I know. The argument is that his only offense has been that he was smoking weed, and that weed is no longer no is no longer gonna get you suspended. Um, Weed in the NFL, folks, is still illegal. It's still illegal, and it's still against the policy. They've adjusted the policy to where maybe you won't be taken off the field for it. You know, unless you miss tests or you fail to maintain your care plan. You know, but the fact that there's conditions that would allow you to be suspended, that would allow you still to be suspended, tells you um, that it's still against the rules. And you look at Roger Goodell in the face, one time, three times, four times. Here we are again, um, asking Roger Goodell to bring a player back in that's consistently lied and manipulated his way back into the NFL and given a chance, one chance, two chance, three chance, four chance, and is yet to prove that he's, you know, able, capable, willing to do the right thing. Do I absolutely hope he got his life together? I do. Do I hope he misses this time and that he's ready and he's good to go and he's emotionally stable, and that that he is winning the game of life? Absolutely. I wish nothing but the best for Randy. I wish nothing but the best for Randy Gregory. I hope he gets reinstated. I hope he's on the boys, and I hope he dominates. But I don't really think he's in any condition to make any demands. I don't really think he's in any position, uh, you know, to be crying and pretending he's a victim when he is the architect of his own disaster. He set his own house on. He set his own house on fire. He created the problems he have right now for himself, and it started in the league. Started in the league, couldn't follow the rules. Couldn't even come into the league following the rules. Just tired at the combine, couldn't even come into the league field for following the rules. And he, when given the chance, more often times than not, he disappoints by having to take him out at a time that you really need him. There have been times, we could have used a Randy Gregory on the field. We could have used a sack master on the field, or war daddy on the field like Randy Gregory. We had to adjust fire. We had to adjust fire, and we had to try to get somebody good to go. 2 or 3 days before a game because Randy Gregory done mess around and got himself suspended. There comes a point in time. There comes a point in time when when you find yourself in a hole, you got to stop digging. Gregory is just dug and dug and dug, and now he wants to scream about things being unfair. It's unfair. It's taking a long time to process. It's processing my stuff. No, it's unfair. They did all these other things. Yeah, they did. Because you are not a priority to the NFL. Over the last, since 2015, over the last 4 years, 5 years, you have not made yourself a priority. So why would you be a priority to the NFL? I'm just saying, I know this. I know this. I know this sounds harsh, and man, I come across as a hater. But I would rather be honest with you. What's really going on in my mind. Try to pretend like I feel a certain way when I feel a certain way when I don't really feel that way. Randy Gregory, I hope he gets everything he desires. I hope he's got his life together. I hope everything is well for him. I hope he comes back to. I hope he comes back to I hope he comes back to the Cowboys. But he's gonna have to be patient because the reason he's not, he won't find a reason why he's not with the Cowboys. He's got to look himself in the mirror. That was his doing. His doing, his choice. And now that you hear, there are consequences to actions. Even when you get your life together, there are consequences to actions of past behaviors and past aggressions that sometimes you had to deal with, and you had to deal with and had to overcome. I'm no fan of the commissioner. But at the same time, I don't expect the commissioner to drop everything he's got on his list, to go deal with a player, to go deal with a player that's asking him for a fifth chance. So that is what I think, what I feel about it. This cat was abroad. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking me out. Hope I ain't ran too many of y'all off. But I got to be real with you. Keep it 100 with you. Cowboys brought. I'm out.